Hello, class. My name is Tomas Theocritus. I'm a physical education major, and today I'm going to be going over the polar heart rate sensor. Now, this polar heart rate sensor is super applicable in physical education because not only do the kids get to know how active they are in their heart rate, and their ECG, and their OCG. I'm going to go over that a little later in the video, but this gives the kids the chance to see how active they really are, and it gives the teacher a perspective on what the students need to work on in terms of maybe their cardiovascular development. Because if they're playing a sport, let's say basketball, and there's a student that's not keeping up with the other kids, this teacher's going to know now to keep a lookout for that student and make sure that that student is going to be brought up in cardiovascular health. And I think this is great for the parents too, because then the parents can really tap into their students' health and know what's going on. And also with the lessons and tasks at hand in class during the class time, they're going to have a lesson at the end of each sports unit. I would love for this to happen, but at the end of each sports unit, there should be a lesson on heart rate, and there should be lessons on, this does happen in real life where the teacher has lessons on heart rate and how it's very important for students to know how active they are in their health and foods and all that. But it's very versatile in which it straps to your torso, which is very good for the students. It's Bluetooth. It also has insane accuracy and insane battery life, which is really good. It slips on, no problem. Super easy at the beginning of class. You just slip it on and you're good to go with your sport or activity. So here's the ECG and the OHR that it reads. So pretty much, I'll go over right now. The ECG is pretty much a representation of electric signals that originate from the heart. And the OHR, it just measures and interprets the PPG signals, and this calculates your heart rate. And it depends on what you're looking for, and it depends on your needs on which is better. There's no really way to decipher, but OHR is the technology that's used in sports watches to measure heart rate. But if you're into the high intensity training and performance situations, and you're using your arms, like extreme motion, like racket sports and things like that, that would be your best bet. But yeah, it's super sweat resistant. It's well connected. There's an app that comes with it as well. With this polar heart rate sensor, I feel like this connects more with the germane load with the cognitive loads, because not only is it helpful and directly contributing to learning, but it's also well designed and it's instructed to directly facilitate the construction of the schema of whatever is going on in the class. So let's say that the student is shooting a basketball, and it takes a lot of effort out of him and exertion out of him. The student's going to see on the app that he has how much force he's using, how much of blood flow is going on in his body. And it's super easy for the students to learn if they have the time and they want to spend time learning. It's very applicable, very easy to learn for them. And I also think this is very good for a positive classroom environment, because now the kids are connected with their health, and they can help each other out with their health markers, and they can really tune in and make sure that each and one of their friends are healthy. The polar heart rate sensor, I feel like, would make a huge change and shift a lot of the eyes in the school and the Board of Education. When they integrate this product into the schools and into the classroom for physical education. There are ways in which this is a substitution in the elaborate scheme of everything. So instead of like checking your pulse, let's say, on your neck or your wrist with your fingers, you can just use the polar monitor to instantly read your heart rate during that physical activity. And this provides the same information but quicker. And it's in also a more efficient way. So the students can know on a quicker basis how they're doing and how they're performing in the sport that they're performing in. Um, Another way in augmentation is that it not only displays the heart rate, but it also has continuous feedback. For example, your recovery and how you recover, how quick you can recover from that activity. And it also has averages that average out your heart rate, and it averages out everything for you on the app. And they can track the intensity change throughout the activity. And this is receiving with more accurate data than traditional methods. Another really good example is if you're during a running unit, they could check the monitor mid activity and you could see if you are in your target heart rate zone. Rather than stopping and counting your beats for, let's say, about 15 seconds, you're saving so much time. You can just continuously check your heart rate when you're running. For the transformative uses, for a modification, the student's heart rate you can collect wirelessly. You can also project it on the screen time in real time, like on the screen you can project it, which is great, I think, in my opinion. And it also just allows the teacher students connection to analyze the class wide data patterns if you really wanted to like get into the nitty gritty of everything and really just try to transform their lives and make sure that they're well engaged and well informed in their health. You can compare different activity types and make immediate adjustments in the task at hand. Um, Another thing for redefinition is that the student can use the heart rate monitors to design like a personal test, let's say. If you wanted to give a personalized test and compare, let's say, the anaerobic and aerobic workout, you can do that with the app as well. But some problems that could be going on with the Polar app and with the Polar wristband is it takes a little bit of time to set up, which is a little bit of a problem for the students in the activity and the engagement and the connection that it can have as well. Like the Wi-Fi, it could be a little bit of a problem. And the Bluetooth can be out of whack. It could be a really, really bad issue, and it could take a really long time to resolve. Another really bad situation that I think is, quite frank, very popular, especially in like urban, maybe, or, low poverty, is the financial situation because it is very costly. It's about $100 or so, and it's very costly. And just the sustainability overall, I mean, you need to keep having funds to keep getting better upgraded equipment on this. And there's just no way of knowing how much is going to be in the long run. So you have to make sure that the school is well ready to be well funded with everything. And the student has to be comfortable. The student just has to be comfortable wearing it and being able to, you know, be open and honest with their health and make sure that they actually want to participate with the heart rate monitor. So that's why I think that this is going to be very beneficial for the schools. I think that this would be very, very beneficial to have on students, period. And this would be very, very helpful for parents, and they can really hone in on their students' health and make sure that they're really optimizing what they're looking at in terms of their son or daughter and have a healthier and brighter life. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening. I appreciate it. And this has been the Polar Heart Rate Sensor.